Hi guys, I'm finally getting around to film the I Heart Drugstore tag. Can you believe it's taken me this long? Because I can't. People have requested it, and finally when I saw the one that Emily Noel did pop up in my subscription box, I thought, I have to do it because this is amazing. It's the first one that I'd actually watched, and I really enjoyed it, so I thought, yes, I will do this tag for you today. Question number one is, what is your favourite drugstore makeup brand? That is so hard, and you know I cannot narrow it down. I'll tell you that my favourite foundations come from Revlon and Maybelline. I love Maybelline mascaras, but my favourite right now is L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes. Don't really like other L'Oreal ones though, so I would still say Maybelline across the board make fantastic mascaras that I really like. Apart from Great Lash, I didn't like that one. MUA do very nice eyeshadows, but I'm a bit of an eyeshadow snob, and I do kind of go higher end for eyeshadows, but it's very, very, very tough. I like a lot of products from Miners, but they're not technically in the drugstore. They are kind of a drugstore brand, and I will be talking about them in the video, but if I kind of think of boots, it's so hard to narrow down what is my absolute favourite, because I don't think that I could be happy getting one product of everything from one particular brand. So I can't narrow it down. I'm sorry, I cannot answer that question. But I will say that Maybelline make very nice foundations, as do Revlon, and if you had to have mascara from just one brand, it would have to be Maybelline. Question two is, what are your favourite cheek, lip and face products? Now, I've decided not to go to foundation because foundation is so variable for me. One week I'll like Colour Stay, one week I'll like Healthy Mix. It's so variable, so I've stayed away from the foundation route and gone for kind of more cheek products and face products rather than foundation and bases. So the products that I have that I can't decide between are the Bronzer Blusher Blend from Miners, which by the way is being discontinued. I have a backup, but I'm going to be buying more, and it's only £2.99 now from miners.co.uk. So if you do want it, go and buy it now because it's the best price you're going to get it at. But this is amazing. It's this lovely sheen. It's so subtle, but it gives a really nice glow to the cheeks. I absolutely love that, and I've talked your ears off about that, so I won't go on anymore, but it is in the sale right now. And this NYC Sunny, which is not easy to get a hold of in the UK, but Laura Loves Beauty picked me up from a local discount store for a very good price. So I really like that. That's taken over my Bourjois chocolate bronzer. I've been using those a lot recently, and they are very affordable if you can get your hands on them, but I do understand that they're not just something that you can go out and pick up. However, this is a fashionista. They do custom palettes and little individual blushes like this, and you can put them into a quad or a 6 one into little palettes. And this is the New York blush. And again, for the same reason as the Minus one, I like it because it has this sheen. It's just a subtle pink, but it's just such a lovely sheen when you put it on your cheeks, and it's just a double duty product, I suppose. And I used to use this as just kind of my bronzer and blusher. Now I'll put on bronzer, then I'll put on this, and then I'll put on this. I'm just completely addicted. But they're my favourite cheek and face products. Lip products, I really can just narrow this down. If someone says, what is your favourite lip product? I can tell you, hands down, this is what it is, and it's what I'm wearing today. It's the Matte Factor by Miners, and it's in Peach. I am completely obsessed with this. And I speak about so many Miners products, and I so wish that you could just go and buy them from Boots, because people ask me all the time where you can get them from. You can get them online, get them in various like chemists and stuff like that, and they have come to a couple of House of Fraser outlets, and my store in Doncaster is actually one of them. But I've blogged about that. If you want to know, you can check out my blog, missbudgetbeauty.co.uk. But Matte Factor in Peach, I am in love with. I think I've given away all the other colours because this is just the one that I love. Number 3 is least favourite product. And this is so difficult because if it's my least favourite product, I've probably thrown it away or given it away. I don't think I still have it. I'm tempted to say it would be something from e.l.f. But I think that's kind of unfair because they're not consistent. Like if I say I hate this, you might buy it and it's amazing. And it's not a matter of personal preference or anything like that. It's just that they are not consistent, which is not a good thing for the brand. And in general, they should be consistent. If you buy one thing and then you repurchase it, it should be exactly the same product, but it's not. So I'm gonna say a lot of things from e.l.f. that I've bought have been really poor. And I have repurchased things and they've just not been the same. at all. The quality's been terrible. The blushes that I've bought, there's no pigment whatsoever. It's just nothing, absolutely nothing at all. I've bought concealers and it's just nothing. And then I've bought other ones and absolutely loved them. So I'm gonna say it would be something from e.l.f., but I don't want to be unfair and say don't go and buy this one individual product, because it's just a matter of consistency. And I obviously got one of the bad batch. But be aware that if you are buying from e.l.f., some of the products are really, really terrible. And it's not necessarily that all of them are of that particular product. It's just that they have good batches and bad batches and they are not consistent. Question 4, what is your best makeup bargain? And I instantly knew what this was going to be. And this was a very good bargain. I think Laura got this for like £1. However, Essie nail polish, and this is drugstore because you can buy it in Boots and Superdrug now. They have their own drugstore range. However, I would agree that this is not a drugstore priced product at the supermarket? At the drugstore. It's like $7.99 from Boots. However, I bought some from a local discount makeup shop that we've got called Dazzle in Doncaster, and I bought them for $3.99. I thought that was an amazing deal. Then I found them for $2.99 in extras, and they were in extras online as well. And they've just got the metallic colours as well. On extras.com probably, if you Google it, and I'm going to blog about it today, so by the time this is up, it'll probably be on my website if you want to check that out. But extras had them for $2.99, and then I found that Feel Unique, was it Feel Unique? No, it wasn't. It was Fragrance Direct, had them for $1.99. So I bought like 10 Essie nail polishes for less than £20. It was amazing. So that is the best deal I've ever got. This actually is one from extras, but I think it is available on Fragrance Direct, and it's Tour de Finance. Gorgeous. It's this kind of pink with a pearlescent blue to it. Really, really nice colour, and there's nothing that beats a bargain like that for me, and that's definitely the answer to this question for my absolute best bargain that I've got. Next question is, what is your favourite underdog product or something that gets overlooked? That is so difficult. Now, looking at my makeup collection, I'm kind of like, well, these products that I love, but I don't even talk about them that much. I mean, for example, this Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner is my favourite eyeliner. And I've spoken about it a few times, but not for a while, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody else talk about it. And I just love it. The main reason is the brush. I mean, it's the blackest black and it doesn't flake and it's so easy to apply. But the reason it's easy to apply is because of the brush. And you do this and it's kind of a firm felt tip nib, but right at the very end, it's a brush. So it goes hard, soft, if you can see. It's just amazing. It's the best brush that I've ever used on anything, ever. And I've repurchased this for probably 10 years. And it's something that even I don't talk about that often because it's so old and it's so like, well, yeah, obviously I'm gonna buy that. Then it's not like, oh, there's something new, you have to try this. In fact, next time I purchase something and it's new and it looks nice, I might have to do a whole blog post on it because not enough people know about this, I don't think. Hardly anybody talks about it, but maybe that's because everybody knows it's the best one. I've tried so many different liquid eyeliners, but this is by far my favourite. Just because of the applicator. It doesn't even look like you get a lot, but it lasts so long. And I used to use liquid eyeliner a lot. It was my like staple look, but and people would ask me all the time, how do you do it so quickly? How do you do it so easily? Practice, but also this really helps. I was never very good at it, and I can use a liquid eyeliner brush and just be really pants at it, and it's just a big mess on my eyes, but this is fantastic. And if you struggle with it, I would definitely recommend you give that a go, and that was Rimmel Exaggerate Liquid Eyeliner. Next question is a drugstore product that is overpriced. This is kind of tough because I want to, not specific products, but two brands that I think in the UK drugstores are overpriced in my opinion. One is Revlon, but I would imagine that that's overpriced everywhere because obviously it's an international brand. The nail polishes, the lip products, pretty much everything. I mean, the foundations are kind of on par with most other foundations that I like, L'Oreal, although L'Oreal's getting up there as well, really. But like £7, £8 for lip products, same for nail polish. I think that's too high. I think they're kind of pricing themselves out of the market slightly. And I have very few Revlon products because of that. I'd like to try more, but I can't afford for me not to like them because they are very expensive, in my opinion. Another product, which is I think just in the UK at the moment, or at least Europe, is Look Beauty. And just as an example, and I feel pretty bad because they did send me this for free, and I will review it and I do like it. However, if we're talking about overpriced drugstore products, this is £11 or $10.99 I think, something like that. for an eyebrow kit. And bear in mind that you're not going to be able to use, you're not necessarily going to be able to use all of these different shades. Like, they've made a universal eyebrow kit, fine, but then you've got to price it as if it's just for one person's eyebrows, because you're only going to be able to use maybe half of the colours, and then you have to buy another one when you've actually bought twice as much product as you need to. And I don't know if that's made it a higher price, and it has got, it's got brow gel, it's a nice little kit, and as things go, probably £10 is a nice price. But in the drugstore, I think that Look, for a relatively new brand, have made themselves a little bit expensive. But I think it's probably because they've been launched from a magazine that's already well known, and they kind of brought out these products and they were instantly like £10 for like lip gloss and stuff. I just wasn't interested in trying things. And since I have been sent some things from Look, I must admit they are very nice. But I'm still yet to purchase anything with my own money, because I do think they are a little bit expensive. The only thing that I do like, and I think are kind of affordable, are the nail polishes. I think they're £5, and you get a lot of nail polish in the bottle. And I do like those, but everything else seems a little bit, yes, it's nice, and the packaging is big, but it's expensive for the drugstore, in my opinion. Show us your best drugstore dupes is the next one. I really like this. I've only actually got 2 just to hand, but if you want me to do some more drugstore dupes, I will quite happily sit and rummage through my makeup. I would like to mention though, this is one of those things that people will ask for dupes, but if I talk about anything that is non-drugstore, they kick off in a major, major way. And I say they, some of you. Some of you are very, very lovely, and some of you really dislike when I use anything that is non-drugstore. And just to kind of clarify, I am Miss Budget Beauty, because I do not have an unending amount of money to spend on makeup. For several periods during my YouTube career, I've been out of work, I was off on maternity leave, I didn't have very much money when I first started my channel, I didn't have a job. So I am Miss Budget Beauty in that I don't have huge amounts of money to just spend on MAC and Givenchy and whatever else I want to spend. You know, I'm not in the beauty halls every weekend, and if I've got £50 to spend on makeup, I'd rather spend it in Boots than in Debenhams, which is one of our major department stores. But occasionally I will treat myself to something nice. There are a couple of things from the MAC Christmas collection I've got my eye on, and I want to be able to talk to you guys about that. And if I don't buy more expensive products as well, then how can I ever tell you that a drugstore product is as good as a high-end product? I'm not about to be purchasing a ton of Chanel or anything like that, but Urban Decay eyeshadows are amazing, and I won't stop buying them, and I won't stop talking about them because they are amazing. And MAC do some nice lipsticks. Granted, they're not the best always, and you can get some at the drugstore that are almost as nice, but I just kind of want to clear that up, that I'm not always going to talk about drugstore products. The majority of the time I will, because they're most of the products that I do have. But if I don't ever try anything that's non-drugstore, how can I tell you that it's really, really good? I can only tell you it's good compared to other drugstore products. So one of the good dupes that I have is of a MAC lipstick. And the dupe is Coral Tonic by Colour Sensation, which is Maybelline, or the Colour Sensation line, and it's Coral Tonic 422. And the MAC is Satin Tail, which is actually a limited edition, so it's a double duty dupe, if you will. And if you see, they are very, very similar. This is slightly more coral, and this is slightly kind of reddier, and I will do a swatch for you in a second. But I think that is a very, very good dupe, and I did a video on dupes a while ago, but it was one of the ones that I lost when I accidentally deleted loads of videos. That was a very, very sad day. But I do think these are very, very similar. Like I say, there's slightly more coral orange in that one and a slightly reddier one. But bearing in mind that you cannot buy Toxic Tail, I think that's pretty simple? Pretty similar, given that you actually can't purchase it because it's limited edition. So I do like that dupe. And of course, I can't not mention the MUA Naked Version palette. It's their undressed palette. And I did do a whole video on this, that if I remember, which I probably won't, I'll link below. But they've basically done every single shade, including the matte shades, which I was very impressed with, from the Naked palette. It's not as good. Urban Decay make the best eyeshadows in the business, as far as I'm concerned. Of everything I've tried, I mean, I've tried everything. Everything. It doesn't matter how much money you spend. Urban Decay make the best eyeshadows. I've tried Sleek, I don't like them. There's too much fallout. Some people do say that about Urban Decay, but I don't find, if you try, you know, the ones without glitter, I don't find the fallouts too bad at all, but even with the matte shades with Sleek, I don't like them. It's because mineral powders and there's too much powder. But this is a very, very good dupe, but it's still not as good. Some people say it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not as good as the Urban Decay, but it's a very, very good dupe, and every single shade, if you use it on a good primer, every single shade looks very, very similar to the Urban Decay equivalent. The last question is drugstore product that is not worth the hype, and that has to be the Revlon lip butters. I know I've like banged on about these a million times, and I've actually picked one that I do like. What is this called? Red Velvet. I think this was a US exclusive that I bought whilst I was on honeymoon in Vegas in March. But I just don't understand the hype. They are sticky, you know, they're a lip product, fine, but they're sticky and they do bleed, and they're not particularly nourishing. When it was a lip butter, I was expecting like, wow, something super moisturising on my lips, something completely amazing. Everyone made out that we had to have these lip butters. We couldn't wait for them to come to the UK. And they arrived and I bought loads of them. And I got them home and I thought, these are rubbish. They just were not what I was expecting at all. And I totally bought into it. I bought tons. I've got like 10. And I have got some that I still try to use them. I reach for them and I put them on and I'm like, But quite often I'll just take them off and use something else. I'm just so disillusioned with the whole hype of the Revlon lip butters. I really liked the L'Oreal Caress. That's what I thought these were going to be like. And I know loads of people love the lip butters. They love them. But I think maybe I haven't found that shade that made me fall in love with the Revlon lip butters. Maybe I need to try the Creme Brulee that everyone loves. Something different. One of the kind of more nudie shades, something that's a bit more me, because all the ones I've got are pinks and colours. But we'll see. I want to love them, but they just didn't live up to the huge amount of hype that there was on YouTube for me. So that's the tag. I really enjoyed that. It was a little bit more prep than a regular tag, but I couldn't wait to do it. As soon as I watched Emily Noel's one, I couldn't wait to do the tag, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you've done the tag yourself, please leave it as a video response. I tagged Laura Loves Beauty to do this if she hasn't done it already by the time this is up, and Lauren Alice MUA as well. This is a fantastic, fantastic tag for everyone that is on a budget, and yeah, I wish there were more things like this. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please go subscribe, check out my other channels below and all my other videos, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!